Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Rune News. I'm your host, Ryan, and as always, it's bloody good to have you guys here in the audience today. And today we are getting the brand new Royal Titan bosses from Jagex, the Fire and Ice Giant bosses. We're going to go through all of that in just a moment, and we will be live streaming the release of them as soon as this video is active on my channel. If you can see Rune News, you can more than likely see me live on the same YouTube channel. So go on down and come by, say hi, wish me a happy birthday, call me a dickhead, and feel free to fuck off. And excuse the shirt, by the way. My son got me this for my birthday. The Homer Simpson going into the bush meme. He wanted me to wear it for Rune News. He said, wear that. And then he also left me with some very kind words. I picked him up this weekend, just gone. And 5 minutes he'd been home. And he goes, well, the misso goes, you haven't got many mates, do you? To me. I was like, I've got friends. She goes, all your friends are online. And my son turns to me, who's 6, turns to me and goes, haha, you're Billy No Mates. And then called me Condor No Mates. Cunt's been home 5 minutes. I got him Macca's. Little shit. So, yeah, that hurt a lot. But that's the joys of parenting. He's a fucking legend, and he would love to see a silver YouTube play button. So don't be afraid to hit the subscribe button down below, guys. I really appreciate all the support. And I have one quick question for you guys to answer in the comment section down below before we move forward today with Rune News. And that is, do you like drugs? Specifically hard drugs, because we're now officially partnered through the month of February with Nevski Exotics, giving us the best and world-leading legal cannabis coming out of the UK. THCA products that will blow you the fuck away. Check out their content in the link down below in the description. Use code CONDOR20 for 20% off your first purchase. They will ship to you worldwide. They're coming straight out of the UK where shipping is easier to do. You can get it pretty much next day, day after delivery. For those looking to ship outside of the UK, message me directly on Discord too, and I can help you set up that program while they get their website refined. My name is Ryan. You're watching Rune News. This is Rune News, and you're watching Rune News. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The Royal Titans have landed in old school RuneScape, the Fire and Ice Giant bosses. These can only be done either solo or in a pair. You cannot have more than 2 people per instance, which is good because I was worried that Jagex, they didn't make it very clear how they were going to do this when they first pitched the Royal Titans. But going through this blog, it seems like they've actually put it together quite well, and it could actually be some decent mid-level and mechanic teaching bosses. So think of this in the same realm as Scarius, maybe the next level up from Scarius. So Scarius will teach you your basic mechanics, prayer changing, dealing with mobs in the room, avoiding projectiles, and just doing a fuck ton of damage and getting good XP. The Royal Titans is the next step up, which involves using multiple different weapons to be able to take on the fight if you want to speed it up, kind of the same way they encourage it in a Raxor. And also using spells to like take down walls and deal with adds in the meantime, kind of like you would in Chambers of Xeric with the Flame Wall and so on. So Royal Titans is kind of the next step above Scarius, and it looks like they've actually mechanically put this together really well. We'll find out in the live stream in just a moment. However, there's a nice cute video there you can watch behind. Melee is your bread and butter with this boss, like we've been saying. The Scythe is probably going to reign supreme here at absolute best in slot, sorry. However, if you don't have a Scythe, I'd imagine anything slash, because they're giants. Giants are usually weak to slash. This is going to be the way to go. So melee is going to fuck these giants up big time, weak to melee. Then you've got range, which during the fight, they will step away for a bit. You won't be able to melee them, but you could range them if you wanted. You'll just need a ranged weapon. You won't actually need to bring gear switches if you want. Obviously, bringing more gear will make it stronger. However, you don't have to range them in this phase. You can wait it out. And then you've got magic to control the fight. So the events through the fight, there'll be flame walls, there'll be adds coming in with elemental weaknesses that magic can help you kind of take control of. So in the meantime, it looks like if you're learning, bring mage, standard spellbook with maybe ice and fire spells, ice and water spells, bring a ranged weapon of some sort, and then bring your melee gear and have a crack. More advanced players will probably just send it with melee, a quick mage switch, and probably just end up sending thralls and tank the adds, but we'll find out when we get closer to this. You'll be switching like a pro in no time, and soon you'll be able to tackle more challenging content like Zora, Nex, Phantom Muspar, or even Raid. So this is an entry-level, sort of mid-level entry boss for those mechanics. Looks like it's actually going to be quite helpful for the mid-game and the less experienced PVMers, which to many people's surprise, there's actually quite a lot of new players in the game that don't really get fully immersed in the PvM content, and I find raids really daunting, so this would be great and helpful for you guys. Now the rewards, the Twin Flame Staff is 1 tick slower than every other staff in the game when it comes to casting spells, 2 ticks slower than the Harmonized Orb of course, but it does attack twice, 2 projectiles, the first projectile rolling from 0 to 100% of your max hit as you'd expect, and the second one lands 1 tick later with the first deals, after the first one deals 40% of the first hit's damage. So if you hit, 50 on the first hit, you'll deal another 20 on the second hit. So that's pretty good. That's 70 damage. That'd be big for Zora actually, for like mid-level Zora. That's actually a fucking good stuff. I like that. Probably some good niche places to use it. Elemental weaknesses will be huge. Big with the Nightmare as well. And this is big if you don't have a harmonized Nightmare staff. When you're done with the Titans, you might like to take it to Zora. Yeah, I think Zora it's actually going to be really good with, because Zora has a damage cap. So this will bypass that technically. So that's actually kind of good. The Deadeye Prayer Scroll is basically your new prayer until you get to Cox and get your Rigor Scroll right here. It's called Deadeye, which is basically a slight step up from Eagle Eye with a small defense buff, and then Steel Skin will change that to a much bigger defense buff with a small DPS increase. Still, you'll need 62 prayer for Deadeye to be active, and then 63 prayer for Mystic Vigor, which is the same concept except 3% magic damage over Mystic Might being 2%. Still not as good as Augury, but you can get it 14 levels lower, and likely, they're untradeable scrolls. Right, yeah, cool. So I wasn't sure if they were tradable or untradeable. So you'll have to farm these yourself. Great for people that haven't got to Cox yet, especially for Ironman. Perfect for lower level accounts that can't get Rigor or Augury yet. Sit the fuck down for those that wanted Chivalry to be available on 1 defense. The Giant Soul Amulet will teleport you here with Law Runes and Big Bones. Dissected pages, you can turn to pages that are burnt, soaked, or soiled. Instead of just wiping your ass or lighting them on fire or dribbling all over them, you've now got a third way to get new pages. This boss does have a pet, but here it is to sum up the boss fight in general. Head to the northwestern point of Asgarnia Ice Dungeon. So basically north of the Ice Giants, not down where these Skeletal Wyverns are, go the other way. Don't forget to bring a friend. My son said I don't have any friends. I'll be doing this boss alone, unfortunately. Anyway, bring decent gear to all 3 combat styles and be prepared to switch between them throughout the fight. Brander and Eldrick aren't exactly pushovers, so we advise at least 70 plus in your combat stats and gear to match. Take on the Titans and score sick loot like the brand new Elemental Weakness Focus stuff, untradeable prayers to aid you ahead of unlocking Rigor and Augury, handy teleportation options, pages for your Elemental Tones, which I don't have any, and a cute pet to show off to your pals, and then repeat. There's some active worlds too if you're looking for some friends. Why the fuck is there no Australia world, Jagex? Come on! We matter, we're the better players, there's more experienced players and more skillful PVMers in Australia than anywhere else in the world. I guess that's why we don't need the low ping worlds. Maybe that's the way. There's a banner competition winner, which is this. That looks cute. Don't give a fuck. That's actually even better, to be honest. I like that one more than that one. But, you know, I think Amani, you got fucking robbed there. Phantom, Jeezy on the win. The judges are rigged. Must be like the UFC. And then we've got the birthday event coming up, which I don't care about either, because fuck all that. Nostalgic voting countdown. Some dickhead wants to get a tattoo. And then in the other changes, there's not really anything super useful here, just niche changes. Some issues with the Max K teleport display. There's a Coliseum totem bug that was exposed recently that's been fixed. Otherwise, it's cool, just pretty basic garbage that no one cares about, which is typical for other changes. And then LMS is back on Oswords, which means Daddy's getting racist. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen, for the OSRS section for Rune News this week. But there's some serious cash to be made in just a moment, so stick around for Way Green to explain why you should be investing in Nevski Exotics, old school RuneScape content right here on Rune News. You know, this week my son got me to wear this green shirt so you can see more of the RuneScape 3 picture behind me, so you can see just how insignificant and shit this game is. My son wants to let you know that RuneScape 3 is fucking dog shit. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Wade Green, and this is the Grand Exchange update for Rune News. Today, we got the occult amulet on the rise, and this is unfortunately merchants scamming the audience because Jagex has been putting out some new occult necklace upgrade shit, and they've been changing their mind on the blogs. And what this is doing is actually fucking people over in the economy. Going to the wilderness right now, the occult amulet is being saved over the black mask, and it's really actually damaging the economy and players when risking for their Slayer tasks. So what you don't want to be doing is buying occult amulets at the moment, because these are definitely going to drop, especially when Jagex double backs again and nerfs or changes the item around. We don't know what's going to happen. We're putting a lot of faith here into an update that looks hopeless, and furthermore, we're causing more valuable items to be lost over these dog shit, consistently common occult necklace items. So don't invest in occult amulets. Let that price drop back down to where it respectfully belongs, in the fucking bin. Save yourself your occult amulets. That way your Black Mask and Slayer helmet is not risked in the future going forward, and then your deaths also won't be as much if you die on a Slayer task. Now, secondly, the biggest loss continues to be the Shattered Cannon Ornament Kit, which is huge for me because we're making big money over here at King Condor & Co. with the Wade Green expertise. Nevski Exotics gets them today. Sorry, code Condor for 20% off your first purchase. The Shattered Cannon Ornaments Kit is the play to be making money. Within a year's time, these are going to be double the price easily. We're buying as many as we can today to become a rich cunt tomorrow. Shattered Cannon Ornament Kits. Hold on to them. League Sick is going to cause you to be a millionaire. Now, the Cypher Vitur is dropping down below once again, but now that the Royal Titans are out and Jagex confirmed what we already suspected, melee is the play. The Scythe should be able to pop back up if this is any sort of decent gold per hour. If that staff is actually juicy and useful to farm, the Scythe should see a little bit of love here in the economy this week. If you've got one right now, hold on to that fucker, because it's going to be fucking useful and it's going to make you some money if you need to sell it. And finally, the mole slippers are continuing to take a dip as the propaganda around the boots seem to keep coming into fruition. The new boots from the Delve boss for the Final Dawn, even though they haven't started designing the boss yet, still for some reason, we are looking to see Jagex actually buff those boots and make footwear finally fucking useful for once. But regardless, mole slippers will always reign supreme, and with a price dip like this, there's no better fucking time to buy. Buy, sell, buy low, sell high, sell low, high buy. Make sure you buy at a low price and you sell at a higher price, and that's how you make your money, and that's how you become a rich cunt today. Buy your mole slippers today. My name is Wade Green. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen. Now, our first Ironman moment for the week goes to someone called Perma, who got his second T-bow behind me. 2 T-bows, 161 kc, and he's got a buckler. That's it. Insane RNG. Fucking insane. I'm not raiding with that guy ever. He's going to just snipe the good shit. Secondly, Neon Tifa, the teammate from me when we won that massive bingo back during the subathon earlier last year. He got a Nightmare staff behind me on his Ironman, looking good and juicy. I'm still waiting for my first drop for the Nightmare, but congratulations on the Nightmare staff. Now, I've never actually done this before for Rune News, but I've just taken all 3 screenshots from Good Day to You All because he's such a consistent legend in the community, and put them all on the screen here because he's just done a lot this week. He got his Araxite Fang behind me, the Gilded Huster over here, and a Dragon Pickaxe over here from Venenatus, which he was PK'd in the wilderness and too scared to go back. On the standard client, went back, got a pickaxe. GZ to Good Day to You All for getting 3 juicy drops this week. That's nice fucking work, mate. And then finally, a big shout out to the big Hooligan Jooligan McSpooligan Jooligan getting his Blood Torva here without even having full Torva on his Ironman. The Holy Julie Jooligan is over here. I'm going to block the Blood Torva from him because fuck you. Got his Blood Torva this week, and that's it, ladies and gentlemen, for Rune News. My name is Ryan, and it's been a great birthday so far, but I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the live stream in just a moment. My name is Ryan. Jooligan is behind me. Hooligan, good Bulligan News. Rune News with Hooligan Bulligan News. Have a good night. This is the easiest room in the raid. It's quite simple. You got a big boy. Look at him, goddamn. Fuck me, look at that boy. It's huge.